Welcome to Outtakes. I'm Lori Baker. Today I'm talking with Cyrus Deboo. He has appeared on some of your favorite commercials, TV shows, and soap operas such as The Young and the Restless, The Bold and the Beautiful, and How to Get Away with Murder. And now he will appearing this fall in the ABC pilot of Speechless, starring Minnie Driver, John Ross Bowie, and Micah Fowler. The groundbreaking comedy revolves around the DeMeo family, who in turn revolve around the oldest child, JJ, who has special needs. The DeMeos are constantly on the move to find the best situation for JJ, but they finally settle on one place so that all the kids can be happy. Here is Cyrus Deboo to talk about being on the show. So exciting news that you are going to be in the ABC pilot this fall of Speechless, showing on Wednesdays at 8:30. Could you tell us what this show is about?
Yeah, we just did the pilot and found out that it got picked up. So we're all so excited. And you're absolutely right. The pilot's called Speechless, and it stars Minnie Driver, and she plays. Of course, everyone knows Minnie Driver. About a boy and all of her films, and she's been on some incredible TV shows. She plays the wife of John Ross Bowie. You probably remember him from Big Bang Theory. He's a really, really funny guy. And they have 3 kids. And one of the kids just happens to be special needs. So it's a really relatable sitcom. It's a funny, heartwarming show that is basically just about a regular family, dealing with all of their issues, everything that comes up in life, in a funny, heartwarming way, So I think it's something everyone's really, really going to be able to relate to. And I play the administrator of a facility where the son with special needs, he gets services. So, and the son is played by this incredibly talented young man named Micah Fowler. And just 2 other kids, Mason Cook, he's been on The Goldberg and The Middle and Raising Hope. You'd totally recognize him if you saw him. And Kyla Kennedy, who's actually from The Walking Dead. So it's just an outstanding cast.
How was the experience with working with Minnie Driver?
Oh, my gosh. Can I just say class act? She's just really an amazing woman, just very, very generous, professional, warm. She's just the kind of person that you dream to have a scene with. And I was fortunate enough to have a scene with her and with Micah Fowler. So it was truly an honor. And I got to meet the writer of the show. His name is Scott Silvery. Of course, he's from Friends, and he created Joey and one of my favorite shows, Go On. So he's just incredibly, talented. So you can already kind of get an idea of his, sensibility, his sense of humor. And the series is directed by just a really, really funny and talented woman named Christine Gurnon. And she's from, New Girl and another one of my favorite shows, The Real O'Neills.
Well, Scott Silvery, Friends is one of the most famous sitcoms out there, so I assume that the scripts must be terrifically funny. I mean, is this show a comedy?
It's a comedy, and it kind of might, warms your heart at times. It might even bring a tear to your eye. But it's just, it's just one of those really relatable shows of people going through, all of their everyday lives and, trying to make things work. And, Minnie Driver plays just this really kind of like zealous mom who's just really driven to be sure that, her son gets the best care and everything he needs to, have a great life, through his development. And her husband is he's just played so perfectly by John Ross Bowie. It's just such a great compliment, to her energy. So I think everybody can really relate to it. No, my scenes were actually with Minnie Driver and Micah Fowler.
How was it working with Micah Fowler? Because he is, he plays the oldest child on the show and the one with the special needs, and the actor actually has cerebral palsy in real life.
Yep.
What was your experience with working with him?
Wow, I learned so much from him. He was, and I've worked on a lot of shows with I've had small scenes with a lot of big people, and this young man he really he was just as great of an actor as any of the other people I'd ever worked with. He's so intelligent, incredibly kind, very, very generous as an actor, to another actor. It's like I was just so impressed, and just a really beautiful person. And we had a chance to, talk, and he told me his whole experience of getting to audition for the series. And, I even asked him, I said, how did you first become an actor? And his sister is an actress, and he went to an audition, and they asked him to audition for something, and he got it. And that's how his own career started. So it was so inspiring, and I just, I felt such a kinship and so close to him immediately. And he told me the story of, auditioning for Speechless, and, and it was of course, a story that I could relate to as an actor, what you go through, and you give it your all, and maybe you worry after it's, done, did you do your best? And and the happy ending to the story was he found out that he booked the job on his 18th birthday. So it's, in a way, I have to tell you, it's like a little bit of a fairy tale. It was so great.
Well, it's a great story, not only hearing about this experience from Micah Fowler, but also, just seeing the feedback, the excitement of fans of the show. I looked at their Facebook page on the Speechless, and, it's great that there's a groundbreaking series coming out that's addressing, real issues of special needs family, not ignoring people with special needs, not stereotyping them, but bringing a very real, heartwarming, relatable, dramedy about people with these kind of challenges. So that's very exciting to see this happen.
Yeah. One of the first questions I asked Scott Silvery, of course, who I mentioned was the writer, as I said, how did you come up with the idea to have a sitcom where there is a character with special needs? And he had an own experience in his own life. And he said that they were always getting themselves into just the funniest, craziest situations. And he said it was like a comedy. So, and I have to tell you, Micah is so incredible. I was reading, I wondered a lot, like, what he thought about it. And I'm going to read you this tiny little quote that he said about the show and his role in it. He said, "I hope when people watch Speechless, they get to know JJ, which is his character, as a very normal person, to the point that they don't even see his disability." Mm-hmm. And I just thought that just really, it just really beautifully summed it up.
Well, that's a great thing to shoot for. So how did you land this role as the the head of the school? Just through the audition process. I had worked with the company that did the casting. I'd auditioned for them, of course, how actors are, millions of times before. And it was something that they thought of me for the role, and they called me in. And it's one of those things where it just kind of clicked, right from the beginning. So I was so happy to book the job, and then to make it in, find out I actually made it in the pilot, and, made it in the trailer. So that's always a big one for actors, because you never know, if your scene's going to make it, or, how far you're going to go. So I'm still waiting to find out about that, but I'm just so excited to, be talking to you about the show, and I hope everybody gets a chance, to see it. And truly, I really think America is going to fall in love with, this character, JJ, who's played by Micah Fowler. Do you get to play a lot of comedy in your role in this pilot, or?
Yeah, I kind of played a little bit more of the straight guy in a comedic scene. Yeah, it's a really cute scene. I can't wait for you to see it.
Yeah, when you see the trailer, you see, the family going from school to school to school to find the right environment for this child to go to school. Was the actual shoot of this series in L.A., or did you have to travel around? Or
my scenes shot at the school were in Los Angeles, which is one of the. It really doesn't look like it's in L.A. Some of the scenes, but it actually was right in Los Angeles. Yeah, and I believe they filmed most of it right here.
Uh-huh. Well, very effective. The scene where she complains because the entrance way for them bringing him into the school is like by the trash bins, and she's like, he's not a piece of trash, So
exactly,
and that's exactly the kind of thing I think that people will be able to relate to who know about these kind of problems.
Sure. I mean, and whether or not your child is special needs or not. Nobody would want their kid coming into the trash,
right?
trash entrance. So I really like the way she, it was addressed because it's regardless, and that's really one of the strengths of the show, and I think one of the reasons I really feel it's going to be such a great success because it's truly relatable, Special needs or no special needs, you can understand the dynamics of the family. The struggles the parents go through too. Of course, they're always trying to do the right thing, and of course, they're going to do things completely wrong and screw things up because that's just what happens. And then and there's two other kids too who were so well played. Like I said, Mason Cook and Kyla Kennedy, and they have their own needs and they're going through their own evolution too. So it really represents families well, parents, and just great comedy of friendships.
So please like my Facebook page at Outtakes on Blog Talk Radio. Follow me on Twitter at Laurie's Outtakes. Until next time.